You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty.
Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft
live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
We're back. We're back not only for a late night mock draft. File in. Link has been dropped in the chat. We're mock drafting right now, but we also have to address this piece of news right here. 66 total women or more. Deshaun Watson reportedly set up meetings with, in these situations that we've been dealing with for months and months now, over a year. Deshaun Watson met with over 66 individuals. A lot of these cases, it's being talked about that the Texans set up a hotel room, provided non-disclosure agreements for Deshaun Watson. This could get really messy for the Houston Texans organization had they had a lot to do with these situations. This is the first we're hearing about the Houston Texans actually setting up some of these hotel meets with some of these local Instagram one-off massage therapists and estheticians and physical therapists. So over 66 situations in 17 weeks. Again, we're dealing with 24 cases pending against Deshaun Watson in civil litigation. Nothing criminal as of yet, but the two new cases could potentially be looked at from a criminal perspective. Like I mentioned all day long today, the DA will look at the 2 new cases that have been filed against Deshaun Watson and the civil side of the thing, and then the DA will make a determination whether there needs to even be anything to look at in terms of the criminal side. But 66 individuals potentially involved, and that could be a number that grows, or it could be a number that never really, like the 24 cases doesn't like lead up toward that number, but it most certainly could as well. It wouldn't shock me at all if 2, 3, 4 more people end up coming forward and filing a case against Deshaun Watson. That HBO special definitely triggered some individuals to come forward. Obviously, 2 people have done so since the HBO special aired. But it's going to be interesting in the coming days. Don't expect this to be the last you hear about it in the next couple days. The NFL may get involved. The Texans, how much of the Texans have to do with these setup meetings between Deshaun Watson and these individuals? Non-disclosure agreements being provided reportedly to Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. Some of that's still vague, and I haven't confirmed or corroborated everything. So hang tight. But this number is pretty high. This is a large number of people that Deshaun Watson met with in closed doors, off of Instagram and places like that, where these people are a small-time masseuse, massage therapist operation, and he's seeking out individuals that are not well known at all, that have no ties or relations or experience dealing with big star athletes. And so this is crazy. In a 17-month period, 66 encounters were set up, and we don't know to the extent of how many of those involved inappropriate situations. So we're making a lot of assumptions, even like bringing it up, but this is crazy. If the Browns, this note right here, the Browns can reportedly look into voiding Watson's contract if any of the new cases, so currently we have 2 new cases, any of the new cases, and I imagine this is because these were not accounted for when the contract was signed. Any new cases, and there's 2 of them right now, 23 and number 24, if they result in any sort of suspension, league-directed suspension, Watson, his contract could potentially be voided by the Cleveland Browns. But what a debacle. Can you imagine that this would be the worst trade in the history of the NFL in recent memory, if they end up trading the farm, sacrificing their future in order to get Deshaun Watson, and then paying this man $230 million guaranteed and trying to get that voided. Can you imagine giving away your future for this guy, and then literally before he even plays his first game, or before week 1 even kicks off, you're trying to get out of this buyer's remorse $230 million guaranteed deal? So this is absolute craziness. I just wanted to update you guys, but again, there could be a potential situation where the Browns look to void this deal if anything results in some sort of suspension from the 2 new cases. And I'll have more information on that, but 66 encounters to worry about. Who knows how many of them will be tied to situations like the 24, but it's something that the number 66 is so high, and we're at a case count of 24. It's really hard to imagine that 1 or 2 or 3 more cases won't pop up in the next couple months. So I'm just saying right now, expect 24 to become maybe 25, 26. That's speculation on my part. It's kind of unfair in a way to even have these conversations, because a lot of this is speculation. But that's a big number right there for this to come out and break today. And especially after we've already talked about how the Browns are in some trouble, and how the Browns might be looking to find a way out of this if they need to. If Watson's, for example, suspended for all of 2022 and 2023 is very unclear, the Browns are going to want to use their money, get out of this situation, and start rebuilding and moving on for the future. There's no way a team wants to go into 2022 without knowing they don't have them, and then not sure about 2023 on a $230 million guaranteed deal. So this is absolute craziness. Now it's time to mock draft. So get your mock draft mood in full effect. It looks like we filled up everything but the 1 spot. Link has been dropped in the chat. Make sure you grab this 12 spot, guys. We are going to start mock drafting here in 1 second. Let me drop the link one more time in the chat. There it is. Grab that 12 spot. Click it. Do it live. I'm going to hit this button the moment that 12 spot gets scooped up. Broncos were sold today. That is crazy. Let's start draft underway. Goose is on the clock. This is redraft. It's 1 QB PPR. Let's roll. I don't know how many we're gonna do of these mock drafts. May just be the one, maybe two. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I've been going strong all day. Mock draft. I'm almost on the clock here. Jefferson went number 1. Jonathan Taylor went 2. Eckler went 3. Dalvin Cook went 4. I'm on the clock, and I could go Jefferson. Najee is still there. I'm going Najee Harris. We'll go Najee Harris. Pats fan is on the clock. So when Jefferson was early, Goose, I don't blame you. Honestly. I'm fine with it. I think far too many people don't contemplate going Jefferson or Jamar Chase at number 1, but they should, because this is the year of the wide receiver, baby. Pats fans about to time out. He takes McCaffrey. Cuddy is on the clock. Cuddy, make some smart moves here, pal. We're trying to curb and get you going, getting you refined and ready for the dance, big boy. Yeah, Cup, that's a good pick. Jamar Chase, good pick, 1.8. Not a big fan of that McCaffrey at 1.6, but hey, it's arguable for sure. You're not going to see me getting Dalvin Cook at 4, but guess what? That's arguable. You can still argue these things. Cook isn't dropped off yet. I think it's safe to assume that injury is a big concern for 2022 given a shoulder situation, and that's not going to get any better. That's only going to get worse. He's got the potential off the field issues. I'm going to also snipe Madison from your Kung Fu Grip Booty Hunter. You ain't getting Alexander Madison in a league that I'm in. Terry Roberts drafting from this 1.11 spot. Diggs went at 1.10. Derrick Henry going 1.9. Again, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, McCaffrey, Najee Harris to me at 5. Dalvin Cook at 4. Eckler at 3. Taylor at 2. And a surprising Jefferson at number 1. But not crazy. Not crazy at all. Not take a lap worthy. No, I actually don't mind it. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with taking JJ or Chase or anybody like that at number 1. I like the Swift and Javonte Williams back-to-back stacked there, Austin, at the 1.12. Who's Adams going to get paired with? Who's Terry Roberts grabbing to pair with Devontae Adams? It's coming down 15 seconds away from knowing. No, he decides to grab him now. Joe Mixon and Devontae Adams. Terry is building a nice little balanced squad there. Diggs and who? Who you pairing with Stephon Diggs there? Mark Park 12. Breece Hall, a little early there, broski. I'd consider Hall at my 2.8 pick. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks away. A little early at the 2.3. His 80. Oh my God, Leonard Fournette. Are you goodness gracious? I gotta turn around. Bro, Leonard Fournette at 2.4. I'm sorry. This is tough love. Don't get upset. Laps are healthy. Don't get mad. Okay, tough skin around here. This is a big boy facility here. This is a big boy show. We're not going to run away if we get sent on laps. I got to come back and draft. But you don't take Leonard Fournette in the middle of the second round or the beginning of the second round, bro. No. Explain yourself is what I'm going to say. Leonard Fournette. Oh, my God. No. Okay, Nicholas Chubb. Okay, no. A.J. Brown. Feels a little bit early for A.J., but kind of feel like I'm running out of time here. I guess I could go Kelsey. Let's try the Travis Kelsey approach. I don't do a lot of Kelsey early drafting. And 2.8 isn't exactly early. It's about right. It's about where I think you can get away with drafting. Yeah, I don't know what that Lenny pick was all about, bro. Solid. Who is that? Solid. I don't know what his name is. Solidarity? What is that? I can't read it. It's too small. Solidarity? Explain yourself, pal. Solid. Explain yourself. Let us know what you're thinking. Specialty after Smitty video about Fournette not being able to hold the ball. Is that T-Bone? Or is that solid? T-Bone, are you solid? Bro, Fournette, that's just, That's one of, no offense, bro. No offense, but one of the worst picks we've seen all offseason long. Only because you're like, let's say you like Leonard Fournette. Let's just pretend we live in a world where we don't think Rachaad White's gunning for his job. Oh, T-Bone's Cuddy. Why not wait another round and a half or so? You know what I mean? He's gonna be there at 3.9, bro. What are you doing at 2.4? Like, I would have ripped into it at 3.9. So 2.4. I had to turn around. You saw me. I couldn't even look at you, bro. I couldn't even look at you. Solid. I couldn't even make eye contact with you. You know when you're so uncomfortable, you can't even look at the individual? That's how I felt, bro. Gibson. I gotta cue a couple people because I just don't know if. Oh, what if I go with the old balanced approach? Josh Allen. What if I try it? Let's try it. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's go with a full balanced attack. Let's go Najee, Travis Kelce, Josh Allen, late wide receiver. Let's see how this goes. I was tempted to go DK. I think that would have been probably a little more balanced, but especially if I've ignored wide receiver right now. But let's see if we can pull this off. Let's see what this looks like. Why is Brian giving the crying emojis? Brian, are you solid? Who's solid? Somebody step up and say who they are. It's okay. Taking laps is healthy. Double X sleeper. How is Kelce at 2.8 lap material, bro? Like, that's where everyone's taking him. And if you heard me, I literally said, let's try this. Let's see if what everybody else is doing feels like we can pull it off. Let's experiment with it. But you weren't listening, were you, Double X Sleeper? Because that's what I said as soon as I made the draft selection. Is, you know what? This is where people are taking Kelce. Let's try it. Let's try it. Do you not want me to try things? You want me to keep picking the same player over and over and over? Does that help you, Double X Sleeper? Does that help you navigate your drafts a little better? Let's see what Solid does here. He's got Derrick Henry, Elliott. Oh my God, bro, come on, Solid. You can't possibly be serious. You can't possibly be serious. You're going to not only go triple RB, okay, but you're going to take Leonard Fournette in round 2 and Zeke Elliott in round 3. You're going on 2 laps in a row.
Take a look. Take a look. Take a look.
Get lammed.
Oh my God, bro. I couldn't hit the buttons hard enough. Like, I had to just cycle through everything I could. Bro, Zeke Elliott. Brian, is that you? You keep throwing these crying emojis out. Brian, tell me that isn't you. Are you solid? At least admit it. At least admit it. Let's work through this. Okay, let's give you some on-the-spot counseling. Because you can't possibly be thinking Zeke Elliott at 3.9 is a good idea. Especially after I blasted you on Leonard Fournette at 2.4. Okay, he's up again. He's up again. I'm getting anxiety. Let me get ready to turn around. It's like, I can't look him in the eye after this. I just can't. I can't do it. Solid, make a good move. Solid, make a good pick, for goodness sakes. You're giving me a heart attack, bro. Yeah, timeout. Oh my, you're trolling now. You are absolutely trolling now. There is no way a human being on planet Earth can think Fournette in round 2, Elliott in round 3, and Michael Pittman in round 4 are 3 good picks in a row. There's absolutely no way you're an actual real human being or you're making accurate selections. There's just no way. Terry Scary McLaurin isn't a bad wide receiver at this juncture, given what I'm dealing with. Let's go ahead and let's plug him in. I kind of like this draft that I have here. It's a real unorthodox look at an approach I normally don't take, the tight end early approach. Ignoring wide receiver. I'm still getting a potential wide receiver. I'm a way better drafter, says Brian N. Okay, so I guess that wasn't Brian. This guy has to be trolling. He has to be trolling. There's no way a human being on planet Earth could like those 3 picks in a row. There's just no way. This is Troll City right now. Troll City. I'm about ready to take his team over. I'm about ready to put it on autopilot so that he doesn't. So the computer can take over and not make this team any worse. Unbelievable. Yeah, Scary Terry was a steal here. I'm not saying I love his situation. I'm not saying we're going to get the most out of him. Honestly, we aren't. We aren't going to get a top 5 to 10 wide receiver out of Scary Terry, not on the regular, but to get your late wide receiver 1 in at 4.8 and to be able to go Najee Harris, Kelsey, Josh Allen, McLaurin. This is one of the better teams I've drafted from the 1.5 in a long time. Let's see here. And stop messing around, Solid. Make this a solid draft, okay, Solid? Make it a solid draft or we're going to not allow you to draft any more moving forward. So you want to be blocked? We're going to block you. So please make an appropriate pick. I'm really hoping that Booty Hunter doesn't snipe me right here. He didn't. This is a good... I mean, I'm going to take a look and just make sure. I can't believe he's still available. How is Antonio Gibson still available? Is this not one of the best teams you've ever seen drafted from the 1.5? I don't mean to pat myself on the back here, but goodness gracious. Najee Harris, Travis Kelsey, a move I don't normally make. Josh Allen, Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson. There's not a much better way to draft at 1.5. I don't mean to scratch my own back, pat my own back, slap my own rear end, but I think I'm about to because 1.5, that's a darn good. Dang, that's good. All right, let's see. Okay, again, Solid, make a good pick here or you're going to get the boot moving forward. How did Gibson fall to my 5.5? Look at that team. Najee and Gibby, Kelsey, Josh Allen, McLaurin. Absolute phenomenal squad. All right, Solid. It's all on this pick, bro. You're banned from mock drafts moving forward if you don't make a good selection here. Sorry, but Gibson and McLaurin are weak, says BBC. Okay. There's about 57 people disagree with you. About 57 people. Yeah, let it time out. Let it time out, please. Yeah, you're okay. You're banned. You're banned. Solid. Absolutely banned. Absolutely banned, Solid. You will be blocked from future mock drafts, and from any leagues, any kind of 96 team leagues, anything like that, because you literally kept pushing the envelope there. So congratulations on that. Okay, let's drop the link. Here we go. Scott, as I mentioned 5 times already, appreciate you, Scott. Don't take offense to this, Scott. But I try mock drafts out to see what you guys feel. Like to try out the strategies that you guys like. I do stuff I don't like all the time. I'll draft Henry in a mock draft. So, of course I'm going to try stuff. Kelsey, I also tell you, though, Kelsey in the beginning of round 2 is a ridiculous risk you don't want any part of. Kelsey at the end of round 2 is something I've verbally supported. And 2.8 wasn't that crazy at all. I didn't mind that. Let's go. I'm going to go with a wide receiver here. Let's go Jefferson. Let's try it out. Harris going to, who is this? Football, whatever. Football versus something. Harris. Eckler going to Pats fan. I like it. This is a nice looking mock so far. Jamar Chase at 1.5 looking good. Victor, who's Victor going to grab right here. Cooper Kupp looking very smooth at this point. Macho Taco. What's up, pal? What's up, Avi? Nevin, you got to be quicker, bro. Austin's on the clock. Austin squad. Who's Austin going to take? McCaffrey? Okay. Understandable. Q. Who's Q grabbing? Booty Hunter's next. Then Quaid. Then M. Babbitt. And then Cuddy. Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook. This looks pretty par for the course on mock drafts. I mean, I'd say maybe my pick is the only pick that looks a little out of place compared to normal mock drafting. I think I'm a little higher on Jefferson than the average bear. So you're going to see JJ ranking a little high. I'm the one potentially knocking this mock draft a little bit out of the norm. Javonte, I wouldn't say that's too early. It's, look, you don't want to lose him to Cuddy at the 1.12 and the 2.1. So I can understand that draft selection, especially if you're on the fence about 2 or 3 wide receivers. You want to grab the guy you can't miss and lose. So I understand that. We want to get him in round 2. We want Javonte at 2.1 or 2.2. His ADP kind of commands that you can get him at 2.2. So be careful in the real world. Don't be sniping Javonte Williams from yourself. Okay? That's never a good look when you snipe your own player. Not a good look. Cuddy. Who's Cuddy? Cuddy's got Lamb and AJ Brown going double wide. Who is M. Babbitt going to pair up with Javonte Williams? Javonte Avi is fine at 9, but we want to take full advantage of getting him as late as we can. He's got a second-round ADP. Bro, there are people that argue with me that he's not worth a late second-rounder. Just like when I take Kenneth Walker too early, which I tend to do. We got the new business cards in, by the way. The new business cards, we're going with the awesome little square versions. And these bad boys I'm giving out guerrilla marketing style this week. We're hitting ASU. We're hitting all around Tempe. And I'm going to be handing these suckers out. I'm probably go live while I do some of it, but I've got a big stack of them right here. We got a bunch of stacks of the business cards right here. I've got some pens that I'll be giving away that I ordered here. The Fantasy Football Show pen. Different things, probably throw some t-shirts out and about, just hitting the streets of Tempe and Phoenix guerrilla style, letting people know about the Fantasy Football Show. These are pretty sick. I love these business cards, these new business cards. TheFantasyFootballShow.com at the top. That's the content. The YouTube channel, The Fantasy Football Show, YouTube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. So much easier to market. And then the QR code on the back takes you right to the show. Right to the show, baby. Pats fan. Who's Pats fan taken at 1.4 and 2. Or who you taking at 2.9 to pair with your 1.4? Jamar Chase and Kelsey at the 1.5 and 2.8. Cooper Kupp and Breece Hall at the 2.7 and 1.6. I better start queuing up some players. Do you take? Yeah, I mean, there's like Alvin Kamara. This is a place where you start to really consider Alvin Kamara. I'm going to probably say, since I have a wide receiver already, I'm going to go the risky route of taking Alvin Kamara at this 2.11. I do think he's probably looking at a suspension. Nevin, where are you going, Nevin? Don't leave yet, Nevin. Nevin, DM me on Instagram. I'm going to give you a direct link to the next mock draft, okay? I'm going to give you a direct link to the next mock draft right now. All right, Nevin, that way you get in. Oh, I'm on the clock. Josh Allen here. Let's go DK. It's a little early for DK, but I like DK here. Jefferson, Alvin Kamara, DK Metcalf. I could roll with that squad. I'd feel pretty comfortable. I think DK's a little undervalued. I get it. Reaching anywhere in the beginning of round 3 seems like a hefty price to pay for a guy that has a really questionable quarterback situation, but DK is one of those wide receivers that can survive. DK is one of those wide receivers that can, I believe, get 10, 12 TDs even in a bad situation. I also, blind luck, am avoiding Kamara in pretty much all situations, but these are mock drafts. These are mock drafts where you got to throw out different strategies to see what works for you and where your lines are, your lines in the sand. Does it feel uncomfortable to take a DK Metcalf at 3.2? We got to test it out. Does it feel uncomfortable to take Alvin Kamara at 2.11? It does and it doesn't. Like, I would do this in one league. I wouldn't do it in a lot of leagues. I'd do it in one out of like 10 leagues. So 10% of my leagues, I'll take Kamara at 2.11. I think it's worth it in one league. I don't think it's worth putting all your eggs in one basket, for the most part. But when you're talking about one league, who cares? We do enough leagues where we can afford to take a little gamble. And I think Kamara at 2.11 value, when he's got top 5 potential upside, if he played a full season, or if you missed 2 games, he's still got top like 8 overall upside. This protects you into like a 4, 5, 6 game suspension, in my opinion. If he gets a 4-game suspension, I'd say he's protected at 2.1 value pretty well. 4-game suspension. Anything more than 4 games, I admit, 2.11. I'm trying to picture if like a suspension comes down officially and it's 4 games. Will Kamara fall to round 3? I don't know. Where do you guys think you draft Kamara? And give me an exact draft slot. Don't just say like 4th round or 5th. Like, what draft slot feels like the right number if Kamara gets handed a 4 games suspension? No more, no less, 4 games. Would anybody take him at 3.2, 2.11? The bookend 2.12 and 3.1 picks? 4 games. 4 games is a lot, but at least you know what you're dealing with. I'm curious to know. 2.4 is a lit spot, says Avi. What's up, Double A? More games? More games what? More mocks? We might do one more mock. T-Bone, where would you take Alvin Kamara if you knew for a fact it was 4 games? Carlos Monzo, where would you take Alvin Kamara if you knew it was 4 games? Carlos says 4.6. That's late. I don't know that he's fallen. If he's missing 4 games is a lot, but if he's missing just 4 games, you knew it's not more. 4.6, there's no way. There's no way he's lasting that long. How long Watson out do I think? All year. I don't think he plays this year. I'm starting to lean that way, as I talked about at the beginning of the show. I've got this pulled up right here. This is the news right now. Watson reportedly met with over 66 women in these sort of circumstances where there was a hotel meeting set up. There was a non-disclosure agreement. In a lot of these cases, reportedly the Texans may have offered up the hotel room as a meeting spot with the non-disclosure agreements provided. How much the Texans were involved in this is crazy. This is the old organization in a sense, because it's now being run by people that know what they're doing. But still, the Texans, it's crazy to think how much the Texans were involved in this. Rock Out with a super chat. Rock Out says, Packers wide receiver. What Packers wide receiver are we taking and when? Christian Watson, I don't know exactly on an ADP, but I'd say in the wide receiver 3, comfortable wide receiver 3 territory. I think he gets, force fed a ton by Aaron Rodgers. Lazard as a wide receiver 5. If you want to wait on your wide receiver, I'd be tempted. Nevin, are you still here? Did you want me to DM you the link, Nevin? Where are you at? Where's it Nevin at? Let's see here. I'm almost on the clock. I've got 2 wide receivers. I still need running backs. Guys are sniping people too early. We got Kenneth Walker going at 3.5, which is way too early. Who Day Gritty? You're just ruining his ADP, bro. But that's okay. I don't blame you for wanting to scoop him up and being the guy that owns him in this draft, but definitely feel like you're tempting and playing with ADP fire, bro. Let's see, Amari Cooper. 15 seconds left. God. This feels really early, but I kind of got to grab a running back. Why is that crazy where he's going to give me that sound? Like Mitchell, you cuff him to Davis Price, you're in a pretty good spot. Amari Cooper still there. Quarterbacks, I mean, potentially, would look at a quarterback here. I think I'd be more apt to go Burrow. Darren Waller's interesting at 5.2. I like Dalton Schultz later. Let's just go Cooper and see how it feels. I don't love this team. This team's okay. Jefferson, Kamara, DK, Eli Mitchell, Cooper. I definitely grab Davis Price. Not bad. 71 in here. 72 people in here. Hit the thumbs up. Only 33 people have punched that thumb up button, but yet we have almost 100 people sitting in here. So if you guys could do your boy Smitty a solid, thank you Rock Out for the super chat. If you guys could do your boy Smitty a solid and punch that thumbs up, I would really, really appreciate it. It helps the channel out tremendously. It helps me out tremendously. Looking at these teams real quick, Taylor, Fournette, did I miss this again? Fournette at 2.12. What are you thinking, Justin Herbert? What are you thinking? Grabbing Leonard Fournette at 2.12. Didn't we already go through this last time? That is an awful pick, bro. That is an awful pick. You can't keep doing this. I've already told you this is an awful pick. It'd be one thing if this is your first offense. I believe this is your second time doing this. Leonard Fournette is a huge mistake at 2.12, bro. It's just not. It's not a good look. Evans, Pittman, Elliott. Not a fan of these selections, man. Evans at 3.1 is okay. I mean, thank God you took Jonathan Taylor at 1.11, but Elliott's not going to survive. Pittman's way too early, in my opinion. Evans is okay. That could be defended. Fournette, that's a garbage pick. I appreciate you, Justin Herbert. This is definitely tough love, not me trying to be upset at you, but that's an awful pick. You got to start thinking about maximizing your draft value, and that is wasting away an opportunity. It's basically like someone just took your second rounder and stole it from you and just moved everything up. Maybe even your third rounder too. You have your fourth rounder and four. Now maybe Evans is your third rounder. So yeah, it's like basically somebody grabbed your second rounder and just shoved all your picks upward. You can't waste a pick on Leonard Fournette. Jefferson, Kamara, DK, Mitchell, Cooper. It's good. It's top 6, but not going to be the number 1 team in this draft. Najee Harris, Aaron Jones is a little bit early, but Andrews, DJ Moore, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We haven't seen Clyde go in the top 5 rounds yet, so this is really early. I do love Clyde, but you got to make sure you take him in like round 6 on. I think he's a steal in round 6 on. Guy's going to be the legit, guy that carries this this rushing attack. It's not going to be Rojo. Yeah, Kamara will probably get suspended. We're talking about maybe 4 games, maybe 6 games, maybe half a season. I don't know. If he's suspended half a season, he doesn't deserve a second-round pick. If he gets suspended 2, 3, 4 games or no games, he's going to win leagues in the second round. Eckler, Hill, Josh Allen, Deontay, Jacobs, pretty good. Jamar Chase, Kelsey, Walker, Higgins, Lamar Jackson, I like it. Cooper Kupp, Breece Hall, Waddle, Montgomery, Hollywood Brown, solid. Chubb, Barkley. I don't know why you're doing the 3 running backs. You literally have not one wide receiver, Austin. Not one wide receiver. I don't like this approach. Barkley isn't worth this when you have no wide receiver. I'd rather you go with a McLaurin or a Waddle type player or whatever than to start just cranking out the running backs, the tight end, and the quarterback with no wide receivers yet at all. That's not gonna sustain. I don't mind the team. It looks like pretty decent, considering, but I know what your wide receivers are gonna look like, and it's gonna be pretty ugly. So I don't know if I like that approach, bro. You're gonna go triple running back. You better start attacking wide receiver with these 2 picks and not foregoing wide receiver again. Q's got Henry, Adams, Herbert, ETN, Mike Williams, very crafty. Cook, Diggs, Gibson, Allen, Russell Wilson, Swift, Debo, McLaurin, Burrow, Sanders, Javonte, Mixon, Mahomes, Pitts, Judy. It's decent squad there. Lamb, AJ Brown, Connor, Hurts, Watson. What's with the double quarterbacks here? What's going on with that, Cuddy? Cuddy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Cuddy? Again, Cuddy, we can't go through one draft before you end up doing something like this. 2 quarterbacks in a row at 4.1 and 5.12 in a 1 QB league. Cuddy, what are we doing? What are we doing here, Cuddy? All right, here's the next mock draft. I'm going to go ahead and take this 12 pick. I'm going to copy this said link. I'm going to head on over to Instagram where I'm going to find Nevin, and I'm going to try and DM this link. Nevin, I'm not going to give you more than 10-15 second lead time on this. I gotta get moving, bro. We can't let people wait, so I'm going to drop the link. Boom, you've got it. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and then I'm dropping the link in the chat in the live stream right now. Oh, Cuddy. What are we doing, broski? What are we doing? Where's my live stream? Okay, here comes the link. Dropping the link right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Link has been dropped. Nevin's in there. Nevin's grabbing the 11 spot. Let's have a good draft here. Let's do it right. Justin Herbert, please, for the love of God, in that 1.2 spot. Let's stay away from Fournette, if you will. Okay? No Fournette, bro. Okay? I want to see you draft differently. Let's go. Terry Roberts, you're on the clock. Let's roll. Let's see here. Jonathan Taylor. Okay. Eckler. Okay. I still feel like you're drafting completely different than every other human being. Like there's no normalcy with you. Eckler's still different. I don't mind it. Let's roll with it, Herbert. Let's roll with it. Okay. Not horrible. I think he could be the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 running back. I don't mind it. It's just, of course, it was going to be different. I don't know what I was expecting. Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Najee Harris, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams, Rob Cash is on the clock at 1.9. Booty Hunter is on deck at 1.10. Brian, is that you? Are you Herbert? Brian? Stop taking Fournette there. Just stop. You're not doing yourself a service here. I don't care if you like it there or not. You can't draft it there. I hope that's not you, Brian. Oh my God. Trying to argue with someone. Yeah, that is Brian. Brian, you can't do that, bro. Please stop. Okay, let's go with the Swift. And man, do we go CeeDee Lamb or Diggs? Let's go Lamb. Let's go Lamb chops. We'll go Swift and Lamb chops from the 12 spot and see what we like there. Yeah, don't take Fournette. I'll block you from the drafts moving forward if you take Fournette in the top 3 rounds, because you're screwing with ADP, bro. You're screwing with it. We do a lot of mock drafts. If you keep taking Fournette, and I don't mind if you screw with his ADP in a way, because then other people are going to draft Fournette higher. I get that, but let's not. Let's just do something different, okay? Let's try and actually win the draft, okay? Brian, you're my boy. I'm sorry I sound like I'm coming down hard on you. Your coach is supposed to do that. You're running around the track and you're not doing high knees. I'm going to yell high knees, Brian. I'm going to say pick up your knees, Brian. You're literally dragging your feet. The tops of your feet, you're just dragging them as you're running your lap. You have to, this is tough love. This is tough love, Brian. You're my boy. I appreciate you, Brian. Okay. That's whack. If you do a draft, maybe sit the next one out and chill. Yeah, guys, if you can, if it's packed in here, try not to just keep scooping up spots. Let someone else get in here once in a while. Let somebody else get in here once in a while. So Swift and Lamb to me, Javonte and Mixon to Nev at the 1.11. Booty Hunter's got Henry and Diggs at 1.10 and 2.3. Dalvin Cook 1.9 and Deebo Samuel at 2.4. Devontae Adams and Kelsey paired up at that 1.8 spot. Herbert, you're coming up. Please do not draft Leonard Fournette with these 2 picks. That's not where he's going. If you like him, draft him later. You're going to get a steal. Don't be doing it here. Learn from it, Brian. Like, take advantage of Leonard Fournette's value if you love him so much. Brian, do you have the one-on-one text device? Because we need to work on this, Brian. We need to work on this. This is getting crazy. Josh Allen. Terry has JT, Josh Allen, and who else? Who is Terry going to pair with Josh Allen? DK Metcalf. That's not bad. Mike Evans, okay. Justin Herbert does take the same players every single time. Like, literally, it's Aaron Jones, it's Mike Evans. It's I knew Mike Evans was coming. He couldn't resist. There's 3 people on Brian's board. 3 people. Higgins. I'm surprised you're not taking Justin Herbert. Higgins, Hill, and Cooper Kupp. Now, competitive, I don't know that I would have went the Higgins route. You know, if you're going to forego running back and tight end and quarterback and you're just going to just hammer home the wide receiver position, like Higgins is good. I like Higgins, but is that the guy you're going to live and die by with this strategy? Is that the guy that's going to force you down the road? Like, I have to go triple wide receiver. I just have to. Higgins is there. I like Higgins, but Higgins isn't that guy. He's not the guy that's forcing you to literally destroy your chances of dominating at running back. I'm drafting Fournette in the Cup League. Please do, Brian, and please take him really early. There, I don't mind. There, I don't mind. You also, Brian, might want to take a look, though. I'm just telling you, at the ADP. Because, Brian, there's this little thing called ADP that helps guide you. And let's say no shares of Fournette have gone off the board, and you're like 15 spots away from your next pick. Why on earth would you take Fournette? Do you really imagine Fournette going 8 picks in a row because there's 8 copies of every player? You have to use that to your advantage. Macho Taco making an awful pick with Leonard Fournette at 3.6. I had better faith in Macho looking like a good squad. I would have scored his team pretty well, but he just completely crapped the bed with that 3.6 Leonard Fournette pick. And I know he did it because he thought it was funny, but now your team's going to get garbage rated at the end of the mock draft, Macho. So I don't know if that was worth it to you. But we'll see when we get to your team. But that was a completely like you were starting off strong and you botched it. You botched it. You know, let's just try the Mahomes from this spot because I've seen this work pretty well. I'm balanced here. Tight end, no, thank you. Wide receiver, we've got Waddle is a good potential pick here. Running back, who do we have? We have ETN we could go after. We have Kenneth Walker. Let's go ETN here and see how this feels. So we've got Swift, Lamb, Mahomes, ETN. That feels pretty good. That's a pretty good 1.12 draft slot built team. I kind of like that. I do like Waddle there as well. I do like Kenneth Walker at that 4.1 spot as well. I'm also trying not to drive Walker's ADP up. I'm trying to let you guys have him fall as far as possible. Terry picking Josh Allen and DK that early deserves a lap, Smitty, says Aaron. Aaron, you and I disagree on where somebody should be taking Josh Allen. This is not new news, okay? So, no, I'm not sending Terry on a lap because Terry's team is really solid right here. Do I like Breece Hall at 4.11? Absolutely, but Hall went at 3.110. I would have definitely taken Breece Hall at 3.12 instead of Mahomes. And I don't normally go Mahomes at 3.12. I honestly like Burrow a little more, but I just wanted to try to build a different team. So I decided let's throw Mahomes in there. Let's see what it looks like. Personally, I'd rather have had Waddle or maybe Kenneth Walker there, you know, and then when we come back around at 5.12, let's see who the quarterbacks are at that point. Kittle, Herbert, A.J. Brown, Jefferson at that 4 spot. Kupp, Hill, Higgins, Monty. Herbert, who are you taking here, bro? Who are you taking here? You know, this if Fournette, if Macho Taco wouldn't have taken Fournette, he would have probably fallen to you here, and you would have been delighted. You would have said 4.11. I would have taken him at 2.11. Holy smokes. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen, DK Metcalf, Darren the Waller Baller, and who do you have here? Eli Mitchell. I like that squad, Terry. That's pretty good. Make sure you cuff Davis Price to Mitchell, and you're good to go. Pittman, we knew Pittman was coming because that's who you draft. Brian, you have 5 guys that you select. Like, mock draft differently. Like, that's the whole point of the mock drafts, man, is to get out of your own skin and start drafting different teams and exploring and finding out what you might be able to accomplish. You come on, Aaron. What are you talking about? You come on, Aaron. Aaron, come on. Aaron, come on, Aaron. Aaron, come on, Aaron. Come on, Aaron.
Take a look.
Oh. Can you show a wide receiver approach? Mario wants to know. I could do that. I could do that. I can do that, Mario. Look at these squads. Nevin, I'm glad you got in. Did I satisfy Nevin? Did I step up and help make you feel a part of this show, Nevin? Because you were sitting there without an invite. You felt and you wanted to leave, which really upsets me, Nevin, because you are a staple here. You know, I don't need you leaving. You need to just work harder to get a spot. You need to have that quick trigger finger. Boom, jump in. Boom, jump in. Some of these people get in every time, Nevin. If they can get in every time, you can get in once. But that's okay, Nevin. We gave you a link. We got you in here. You're drafting a pretty solid team. Javonte, Mixon, Gibby, Waddle. Who are you going to take at this 5.11? I'm proud of you, Nevin. This is a good-looking squad you got there. Hopkins, it's okay. But, yeah, it's a good squad. I'm proud of you. That's a good squad, bro. Okay, we've got Hollywood Brown. Quarterbacks, yeah, I would have rather had like Hurts or Brady or somebody and had that extra RB. So, you know, definitely feel like I should have. Oh, I'm going to time out. Hollywood Brown, I suppose. I guess. That's a little early for Hollywood, but yeah. I don't love that team. Somebody wants me to do a wide receiver. Let's try that from the 12 spot then. I think that would be a good location to try it from or the 11 spot maybe. Let's do the 11 spot. Copy said link. Grab the 11 spot. Drop the link. This may be the last mock draft. I'm not sure. I never know for certain because I kind of get itchy to do another. Avatar dropping a 10 spot super chat. Really appreciate the super chat. I appreciate you keeping the lights on here at the Fantasy Football Show. 87 of you watching right now. Please punch the thumbs up and support the channel. If there are 87 of you watching, there should be 87 thumbs up. Wipe your feet at the front door. Let me answer your question after I start this draft here. Avatar, everybody's in the building. Let's go. Chab, you're up. Then Jafar, then Macho, then Logan, then Tyson, then Q, then Chapo, then Rob Cash, then Dev, and Competitive, and Eagle Eye. Let's go. Let's roll. All right, Avatar says, generally, the play is to wait on a QB, and I've been going Schultz for tight end in the 7th because of vacated targets. Yeah, you're going to find me a little bit different than the average if you're new. First of all, glad you're here, Avatar. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the super chat as well. I'm a little different than the average analyst, and I'm a guy that loves the early quarterback approach. So generally, you're not going to see me following the trend of this early quarterback, like as if you're leaving some kind of value on the board because it's a deep position. I totally disagree with it. I discredit it at every turn. I can show you why. I can do apples to apples comparisons and show you why it's not a fully arguable stance that is just bulletproof or something. It comes down to like drafting Herbert in round 4 and taking, let's say, Kenneth Walker in round 6. That's better than drafting a running back in round 4 and the quarterback in round wherever I'm getting Kenneth Walker. So it's all apples to apples. It truly depends on what you get with your picks and what I get with mine. You can't just say quarterback falls. You got to say what running back falls, what wide receiver falls. How's your team look? Now I said I go wide receiver, so we're going to do just that. I'm going to take Diggs from the 11 spot. I'm forcing wide receiver. Not a second round. Allen, come on, Smitty. Come on, Aaron.
Take a look.
Aaron's going to take the most laps on the history of the show. Aaron, you come on, Aaron. I'm on the clock. Okay, let's see. Went Mixon Jones. So I got my wide receiver. I'm getting CeeDee Lamb. Lamb and Diggs. Lamb chops and Diggs. We're going double wide per Mario's request. Doing it live. Hendricks, I don't know. We may or may not do another one. I'm not sure. Just kind of depends how I'm feeling. It's 11 o'clock my time. Live stream all freaking day. Half point, I go QB earlier. Full point, I stack wide receivers I'm competitive edge, by the way. Okay, Avatar. Glad you're competitive. That's awesome. I didn't realize that was you at the 1.10 spot. Hey, there's no look, Avatar. The only bad advice I think people give is that there's a certain way to do something. You know what I mean? Like when someone says you have to wait on a quarterback, that's a very definitive thing that doesn't really have a concrete, proven support to back it up. That's the way it is. Or hey, don't draft Kelsey early. I mean, I don't like drafting Kelsey early. I think it's a mistake to draft him at 2.1, 1.11. People that draft a tight end in round 1, I don't like it. I don't feel like you can build a good 10 times out of 10 a good squad from that spot. Sometimes you can get lucky, but traditionally balanced approaches, if they're in the confines of best player available, are the best way to build. Basically, Avatar, what I'm telling you is best player available is the best approach on the planet. And in the confines of best player available, you can find your approach still. Your approach might do well inside that. Best player available might dictate your approach actually is the right approach. Some people like triple running back. No matter what, they draft running back. In those cases, like, you can draft the best team that way if best player available falls so that, those are the 3 best players available. So it does depend on all of that, okay? So I appreciate you, and stick to your guns. Draft what works best for you, Avatar. If what works best for you is the formula you mapped out, then that's what you do, young man. That's what you do, and I appreciate your super chats. You are a beast. Terry with the super chat. Smitty, for all your hard work today, Cup League is coming. Smitty, let's do one more mock, bro. All right, Terry convinced me. Maybe we'll do a 10-second per pick mock draft after this. Those are always really, really tough, but they put us in good prime draft mode, draft mode training, just to support you and also because I got in this time. Thank you, Ken Moore. Appreciate you very much for the super chat. Glad you got into the mock draft. Good buddy. Good pal. I kind of like getting Jalen Hurts or Wilson. I do too, Sindhu. I really like Jalen Hurts. I love that everybody hates him. Instead of Allen or Herbert. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts is fine. That's a great pick. I like Trey Lance. I like Jalen Hurts. I like Russell Wilson. I like going all those routes when I end up missing on the early quarterback. The early quarterback approach that everybody can't stand. So, absolutely craziness. Okay, Rob Cash, you are on the clock, pal. You are on the clock. Let's not time out here, Rob. You got McCaffrey. You got Kelsey. You're doing pretty good. Let's not crap the bed here. Let's roll. Let's roll out of bed, and let's make a darn selection by this time. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Rob Cash is losing cash. Straight Waddle. There he goes. Waddle. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Aaron's out of here. Aaron says, good night, guys. These mock drafts aren't realistic. Aaron, you're being kind of negative lately. Let's just be honest. Okay? Like, this is the way people want to draft. I don't think it's that unrealistic. Sometimes people reach. I agree. I don't like that Kenneth Walker never falls when we're doing our drafts. I agree with that, but you are bringing a little bit of negativity to the chat tonight. So let's not pretend like everybody's ooh. Oh, I'm crushing this. Here's how I know I'm crushing this double wide receiver. Mario, look at this. Look at the way these players are falling. Look at these players. Everyone's scared to take Fournette. Now, no, Brian, no one was going to take Fournette anyway. You were the only one taking Fournette, Brian. No one's scared to take Fournette now. He wasn't getting drafted, but to you, it just felt like he was going to go every time because you were taking him, Brian. Oh, that's hilarious. Brian. Oh, Bri. I love Brian. Brian, you are the man. I'm going to give you that. We don't draft alike, but we're going to slowly change that, Brian, through a bunch of, utter, oh God, man, these are some good running backs. Who do I take? Gibson here? Or do I take Kenneth Walker early? Do I take ETN? Do I take Gibby at this 4.2? Who do I take here? Gibby, ETN, or Kenneth Walker? Let's go ETN. Let's just go ETN. I want Kenneth Walker. I kind of want a Gibson. I've taken Gibson in a lot of drafts so far. That's a good team. So, Mario, I have to ask you, how do you like my wide receiver approach from the 11 spot? That's a pretty darn good, running back crew that I got there. Breece Hall at ETN with Diggs and Lamb. I'm really liking this 11 spot for the double R, WR. The double stack wide receiver combination. Brian says Fournette what? Fournette what? Where did Fournette go? Has Fournette gone yet? No, nobody. Let's see. Nobody wants Fournette. Brian, you're going to get him. Don't worry. Where are you, Brian? Are you even in the draft? You're not even in this draft. Okay. High stakes leagues are just that. They cost money. Aaron, we're going to do more best ball. Don't worry. We'll probably do best ball tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening, Aaron, we'll maybe drop a best ball draft. At least we'll do one on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, right? Jackie, I don't recommend Leonard Fournette over Gibson at all. You could argue Gibby's very risky. Fournette at 4.8 is still early to me, but I can't rip on it. That is a normal ADP location for Fournette, so it's not like it's out of the blue, crazy high. Anywhere above fourth round, like you're talking about third round for Fournette, it's a massive mistake. Absolute debacle. Absolute debacle. Take Lenny, cuff White. I'll just take White anyway. I'll just take Rashad White and let anybody else draft Lenny. That's the way it's going to go for me when I'm in a draft. Walker at 5.11 is a steal. I love that. Look at that squad. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Joseph Burrow, Metcalf, Chubb, Eckler. Like it. Who are you going to take with that 5.2 there for? Waller. Like it. 4 point. We know this is how you feel, Brian. 4.8. You just can't swallow that. That's where Leonard Fournette went. It's driving you nuts. You would have taken him in the third round. There's no way you would have let him fall. I just wish you'd listen to me because you're gonna gain advantage, bro. If you let Leonard Fournette fall and let people be worried about him, you'll get him at a very comfortable place where you're gonna feel really good about it. You take him in the second round, you're punting your opportunity to have an advantage at all. He's like literally has to deliver. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, on the clock. Jalen Hurts would be too early here, but I do love him as my quarterback. Hopkins, a little early. Elijah Mitchell. I kind of like Eli Mitchell here. I think Eli Mitchell just makes a fine 10 to 6.2 pick. Because those running backs will be pretty fire considering I want wide receiver. James, good night. Appreciate you as always, pal. Feel good about Lenny at 2.11 to 3.2. I know you do, Brian. I'm trying. I'm literally like you. It's like talking to my mom. Like you're not gonna hear me. You feel pretty good about it. You shouldn't feel good about it. Leonard Fournette at 2.11 is a disaster. Stay away from it. I'm trying to help you. Like, take him. If you like him, take him. But you're taking him in the second round, bro. You're telling me you feel good about taking Leonard Fournette in the second round. No, Brian. I'm trying to help you. You're my boy, Blue. I'm going to bat for you. But you got to stop this. You can't. It's like my mother. You were not hearing anything coming out of my mouth. Granted, everybody thinks for themselves. I'm not trying to twist your arm. You can think however you want. But it literally feels like I'm talking to a wall. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Okay, one more mock draft. Let's set this bad boy at 30 seconds. Let's set this bad boy at 30 seconds. We're doing some hardcore training. Or not 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Hardcore training. Ready? This is like the missus screaming in your ear while you're drafting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this one spot because I'm facilitating a live stream and I need to have a little bit of flexibility. Here we go. 10-second mock draft time. 1 QB PPR. You've got 10 seconds to make your decision, and we're going to roll and do it live. Oh, man. I guarantee you Leonard Fournette's ADP is not going to be in the second round, especially after that he's overweight drop on football's news that broke today. Okay. This is quick. Get ready. Cue if you're coming up here, start queuing some players. Don't be a sheep. No one's being a sheep, Brian. I'm just trying to help you take advantage of ADP. I'm helping you try and take advantage that Fournette's going to be a miss of a second rounder. I'm not saying don't take him. Like, that's the part that I feel like I'm talking to my mom. Like, take him, but you don't need to take him at 2.11, 2.12. It's. I'm gonna leave it alone there. I'm gonna leave it alone. Smitty draft has Fournette ranked 21 overall. Well, that's great. I wouldn't use that ADP. You guys got to remember, some of these ADPs are really jacked up because they're the bad computer data taking them over and over and over as well. Fournette. I hope to see Fournette go in the second round in some of my drafts. I would love it. I never see that. I never see it. This is fast. 10 seconds is fast. I still love you, Brian. Look, you guys, we're gonna disagree at times. When Melvin Gordon re-signed, I've never been at odds with my own community before, like I was the day that I came in here, and everyone was saying Javonte is tanked. His value's tanked. He's no longer Javonte. Sorry, Smitty, you're wrong on Javonte. It hasn't taken long for this community to jump back onto the Javonte train. Like, a lot of people abandoned for a period of time. It was tough sledding by myself. Oh god. I timed out. This is really hard. I timed out. 10 seconds is brutal. 10 seconds is brutal. I did not want to take Aaron Jones there. Oh. Oh man, I could have taken, there's like 5 guys that would have made 10 guys I'd rather have over Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones a lot at the right value. This does not feel like the right value. But, I mean, there could be worse guys to time out on than Aaron Jones, but 10 seconds is rough. Like, even with back-to-back picks, I timed out on the first one. I should have prepared. I should have queued. Here I am arguing and talking, and that's part of the show. I get it, but 10 seconds is brutal. I mean, look at Macho Taco's got double tight ends. I wish I had taken Breece Hall. 10 seconds is brutal. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Do I think Javonte will get 70% of the work? I think Javonte could finish as the number one overall running back in fantasy football 2022. He's the number one running back in broken tackles. Last year, as a halftime running back, I think with Russell Wilson under center, this team is going to completely live in the red zone. So I'm completely ecstatic about Javonte. God, this is a tough mock. This is a tough mock draft. I don't know if I'm gonna like this at all. I'm gonna time out. I timed out again. Auto. I didn't have time. Do I think Jamar sees regression because of big play dependency? No. I mean, Burrow's the definition of a guy that can deliver big play. I know. I timed out big time. I'm also facilitating a live stream. I don't have time to queue up anybody. It's harder for me than it is any of you to do a 10-second mock draft. I'm here literally talking. People don't realize how hard it is to facilitate a mock draft, a live stream, argue with people, the chat, pulling comments on super chats. It's absolutely crazy. My receivers don't like you either, Hendricks. They're all timed out, so they're computer run. It's a computer run squad at this point. Let's try one more 10-second mock draft. I'm going to take this 12 spot. I have to take the bookends. I know it didn't work out well for me last time, but the bookends at least give me a shot at not timing out. So we'll do that. Last mock draft, I think, of the night. What I eat today, I had a nice skillet, 2 sunny side eggs on top of potatoes and diced tomatoes and onions and peppers, and it was phenomenal. I love how that starts out 10-second timer. It's like ding, ding, right when the draft begins. These are really hard. These are good for training, though. It's good to get on your toes. Then when you do a 30-second draft after, you feel like, oh, man, this is a luxury, having 30 seconds. And imagine having a minute. Imagine having a minute. Aaron Jones over Javonte, no way for me. No way. No way, Jose. Cooper Kupp, okay. Let me cue. I'm not gonna time out on this batch of picks here. I will not time out. I refuse to time out. I refuse to time out. Okay. So we'll go Javonte and Diggs. I like this 12 spot this year. 12 spot's really nice, especially if Javonte falls to the 12 spot. I'm really liking the 12 spot. I almost feel like the 12 spot's better than any other year I can remember because of Javonte, because of Lamb, because of Swift, because of Diggs and Debo and all these guys. I mean, you literally can't miss with the 12 and 13 picks, or at least you feel that way coming out of the draft. Probably my favorite draft slot right now that I haven't really enjoyed in years past as much. I really, really love this 2.1 spot. It feels really, really good. This 1.12 and 2.1 spot. Let me queue up some fellas so that I don't end up resenting myself as I get further down the way. Okay. I think we're good. I think we got a good number of players queued. We shouldn't have a problem. We shouldn't have a problem. Brian MC missed Swift. Oh, you're saying you could have picked him? Hey, Brian, I'm proud of you drafting something a little different, broski. I'm really proud of you there. Mixon and Debo. Yeah, Swift would have been good. That wouldn't have been bad. Eckler, A.J. Brown, and Metcalf. Pat Mahomes, Cook, and Swift. That's interesting, Macho. You could have taken Fournette there. I wouldn't have screamed at you, Brian. But I like your squad. That's a really good trio. Gibby. Okay, so now I have. Let's go with Burrow and ETN. It's pretty solid. I'd really like that squad. I love this 12 pick. Javonte, Diggs, Burrow, ETN. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong. There you go. See, Fournette, I mean, I know that we're a little bit down on Fournette, this community in general, but Brian, tell me you're not in love with your team right now. Like, look what you did, just being patient with Fournette. You've got Mixon, Fournette as your running backs if you believe in Fournette. I'm not against you liking Fournette, bro. I'm not against it at all. If you like him, you like him. Just tie him to Rashad White, like everybody's saying. I'm going to probably snipe White from you in a real league, though. But, like, look what you'd have. You'd have Waddle, Debo, and Mixon on top of your boy Fournette. It's a home run, bro. But more so than anything, Brian, use the ADP to your advantage. Like, if the ADP rank shows Fournette as, like, the third most recommended player on the top, then you know he's going to go really soon. If Fournette's, like, down 15 players and you're on the clock, pass on him and roll the dice that he's going to fall to your next pick. It's all about the pre-rank list. So use it to your advantage. Where am I taking Rashad White? Round 8, 9, 10, I don't know. It just kind of depends, like I was saying, the pre-rank list. If Rashad White's popping up on the next 5, 6 players available on the pre-rank, then I'm not going to go ahead and wait on him if he's my boy. But if Rashad White's literally 15 players away and I'm on the clock, I'm probably going to wait. I'm probably going to assume that he doesn't get taken, especially if we're talking like 10 running backs. If Rashad White's 10 running backs away or Fournette's 10 running backs away, not just overall players, 10 players away at that spot, you know you're going to be able to clean up and wait. I mean, I'm gonna time out. I guess Cooper. I don't love Cooper, but it's not bad. Good looking squads there, broskies. I like that. Brian, I'm proud of you. Brian, you took a big step forward, bro. Big step forward. We should have more on Deshaun Watson tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you being in here, and I appreciate you guys taking some tough love. We'll be live tomorrow. Live tomorrow, like we are every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Doing it live, doing it here. We'll probably do a couple best ball this week in the evening time. This was kind of a random. Best balls take a little bit of time because we got to make sure we get enough people to jump in and all that. I'm live anytime there's breaking news. So tomorrow morning, if something breaks, I'll be live. If something in the afternoon breaks, I'll be live. And then, of course, I'm live anyway at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Monday through Friday everyday show. Your boy Smitty's hard at work. I've done 3 YouTube live streams, 4. 1 Dynasty on the Dynasty channel, which you can find on the main YouTube page. On the homepage, scroll to the bottom and click the Dynasty channel. We did 3 on YouTube here, 1 on the Dynasty channel. Leave a comment. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Unless there's breaking news, then you will see me earlier. Appreciate every single one of you. Later, Hendricks. Later, Michael. Later, Pearson. Later, Blind. Later, Smitty's hat. Sandu, appreciate you. Brian still got his guy. Swift is a late first round pick. I agree, Sandu. You should have picked Mixon over Cup, says Andrew. Later, Mario, appreciate you. Later, Macho, appreciate you. Terry Roberts, the Cup League starts June 15. Get ready for it. Brian, I really do appreciate you, pal. Thank you for taking all that as a good sport. And I'm really impressed with your last team you drafted there. Mario says, don't forget CMC running back 1. Not. All right, guys. Appreciate every one of you. Thanks for making the Fantasy Football Show the best show on the planet, on planet Earth. There's 73 of you still watching. Please punch that thumbs up right now before you bail out. It helps your boy Smitty tremendously with the algorithm, with growing this bad boy, with bringing you this many live streams in one day. 4 YouTube live streams, 1 on the Dynasty channel, 3 on the main channel. And this is the kind of stuff when you're spreading the word and the views are getting up in the 70s and 100s. I mean, that Deshaun Watson trade when it happened, we had over 1,000. We had almost 1,100 people in the live stream. It was absolute fire, straight fire. When you guys share the link, when you guys thumb it up, when you comment, when you tell your grandmas and your grandmas come filing in, it helps the channel grow. What helps the channel ends up helping you, I promise you. That's why you see 4 live streams today, because the channel is blowing up. You're gonna see more of me. You're gonna see me all the time. Maybe I just leave this sucker running 365, 24/7, and I just walk into a live stream anytime there's breaking news, because the live's already going. I don't know. Just spread the word. Appreciate all you. Good night.